feel very special in some way. I wasn't 100% sure if I want to go to Tokyo after Rio. It's been really a roller coaster to get here, with injuries, with different doubt mentally, with the pandemic. But in the other hand, I think I'm honored to be going to my 4th Olympic. I still remember when I went to Beijing, and it was very special, just be there in the village. I remember at that time, I watched the open ceremony in Australia where I was training. And then at that time, Michael Phelps have, 7 gold medals. And I went to the village, see Stephanie Rice, she was the gold girl in Australia, and then Michael Phelps. And then I remember the village was amazing, and I was doing the warm-up in the pool inside of the village, and Michael Phelps was just next to me chatting with someone. I said, oh my God, he's real. So the whole thing in the Olympic is so special, and I think as well I learned to see it's a very big contrast of people that never expect to win, like for example Jan, and then people that they expect to get a gold medal and they didn't get it. So it's, for me, I have that experience, feeling these two contrasts of kind of you have the happiest day of your life and the worst. And even Javi, I remember crossing the finish line, he was devastated and he was winning everything. So it shaped me a lot in terms of see this contrast of life experience. And yeah, it was just fascinating. So I think even that some people talking about going to the 5th, but I said, you know what, for me it's very important to be very honest with myself, and when I'm not competitive anymore, for me it's not numbers, it's trying to be up there if I can and be contender. So I don't know, we'll see. It again hasn't been easy to get to Tokyo, but I will do my best. Well, I guess definitely Sydney, when Simon de Wheatfield smashed, down the hill and unexpected win the race. I think I was very young. We have for the first time a Chilean Olympian there. He actually didn't qualify the normal way. He had a wild card. But for us, the whole experience, it was great. And then, I moved to Australia and always racing World Triathlon Series there 10 years after, and have the same finish shoot there. It was so special with the Opera House. And so for me, from that first moment, it's just as compared, for example, Vicky Holland, when she talked about, she always dreamed to go to Olympic, and, doesn't matter which sport. For me, I think it went through the years that I start to have that feeling of maybe I want to, maybe I'm good enough to qualify, but, for Virginia, I wasn't good enough. I did, I think, 2 or 3 World Cups in 2007 and 8, and I will get, lap. And so I wasn't up there, so we qualified for Virginia for a new flag. And then slowly, I make some decision, move to Australia, and then become, okay, maybe I can be competitive. But I was never really have these childhood dreams, I want to be Olympian. So yeah, I think it grew through the years. Training through the pandemic and through the whole situation that the world is going through, it's been very challenging. And luckily, I was in Mooloolaba, and then I stayed there. So I usually have a permanent residence in Australia, so I stay there. We have maybe 8 weeks lockdown there, so I can't complain. Actually, Australia has been really good at. But the bad thing, we didn't have races, and at that time my coach wanted me to come to Europe, and I was like, well, ITU frozen the points, so what's the point, So it was very challenging as well in terms of how keep motivated and say why should come to Europe. And mentally it was was tough, but luckily I had people around in terms of like Aaron Royal and Non and a few friends live in Wollongong, so we were like trying to motivate ourselves, and even that we didn't have many races, but that was really good. I think that kept me afloat and kind of like wake up every day and even just to meet them and do some sessions. So yeah, I think and as well learn to be patient. I think is important, and as well you realize that you just do sport because you love it. And I think for me, you know, I just like love sport, and even that when I retire I probably still do crazy things just because, you know, sport bring me close to nature, close to explore even more about myself and my fears and everything. So yeah, I just love sport. Well, my expectation, I guess, you know, I think through the years have changed a little bit in terms of like trying to get through injuries, and so I always, you know, definitely would like to do something better than Rio, but then being really honest with me and how hard it's been getting to here, I will just trying to do my best there. I know it will be a pretty fast race in the front. The whole dynamic of the race have changed. Before, you know, Rio, it will be a race that a runner can win, and now it's so strong, the ladies in the front, so definitely will be a breakaway in the front. And yeah, hopefully if I'm in the second pack, trying to bridge or trying to make that distance as close as possible. But yeah, I don't know, I would like to stay in the moment and give my 100%, and I just want to be really honest with myself, and whatever the result is, just give it my 100%, even if I'm fighting for the last spot or the middle. So I think that's my tempo. With the special condition in Tokyo, I guess it's very important, the preparation. I think it's very similar to what was in Beijing Olympic. I think we will try to do some acclimatation when we go in to Girona. But again, I guess it's very similar to what a lot of people they expect in Kona. So I mean, I like the heat, I like the humidity, but at the same time, if you don't do acclimatation, it doesn't matter how good you are. I think the body need a little bit of acclimatation. I remember 2019 we went to Thailand, and I think that's very similar. And I remember the first week or 10 days, I was like, oh my God, how hard we can train here. It's like impossible. I was in the roller or the trainer doing a session. I was like, in an hour, I was like done. But I guess the body slowly adapt, and I think hopefully my brain and my memory bring this up, and I can get it right. My time through ITU development, it was very crucial. I think that marked my career. At that point, I didn't have any funding from my country, and I think I always said if it wouldn't be for ITU and this program, I wouldn't make it to the top. They made me believe I could become one of the best athletes up there, and have people like Lisa Norden and Flora Duffy as a role model. It was really, really good. Especially I trained a lot with Lisa Norden in the same squad, and it was just like, trying to suck everything she learned and have. I'm always very grateful of what ITU have done for me. As well, that time was Libby Burrell, and it just changed my whole mentality, you know, and that's when I as well took the decision to move to Australia, searching for a new coach and just trying to survive as a professional athlete.